I don't think anybody beats Inoue. You know, the monster is the monster, and he's the monster for a reason. And I'm really blessed to have, pound for pound, well, the three hardest punches in boxing, and that's Inoue, Beterbiev, and Tyson Fury. So my fighters don't mess around. They just come out to knock the hell out of the other guy.
He has a chance. It's gonna. I was over in Philadelphia a few months ago, and he was already up to sparring 8 rounds and stuff. Maybe like 10 weeks ago, probably. Stephen Fulton's someone who's very, very fit. He's got, in terms of his lung capacity and what he does on when we go out and runs and stuff, like he smoked everyone. When I sparred him, he was someone who I thought was kind of slick Philly boxer, hard to nail and hard to pin down. And some of the fights against Figueroa, was it? Yeah, some of the fights against Figueroa, there was a lot of like dog in him where he had to stand and fight and threw a lot of leather. I didn't know he had that in his locker, so he never even showed that to me on the night. I thought he was just an out-and-out boxer. So he can do a bit of both. I said that when Inoue fought Donaire, I says, I'm not just saying this because Donaire is my friend. Donaire has a real chance here, genuinely. And in the first fight, he put up a really good performance. And I meant that. I genuinely meant that, and people laughed at me. Stephen Fulton has more than a chance of winning this fight. He's going to be up against it, and being in Japan, everything else. I imagine he's getting extremely well paid, which he deserves as a unified champion. But he has a chance. He is a real live dog in this fight. He's beaten a number of undefeated fighters. If you look at the list of fighters and opponents that he's beaten throughout his career, he hasn't really ever had it easy. He has a chance, and I'm hoping he can pull it off. I genuinely hope he can. It's going to be difficult, but yeah, I hope that he can do the business.
I think it's a really good fight, and it will show us how good Inoue really is. Like, we already know how good he really is. I mean, but it's now one of them. It's going to be, the size is going to be a big difference. Fulton is not just a clever boxer, like very clever, very smart. He can fight on the inside as well. It's a hard one to pick. I'd sway both sides when I try and pick the winner. I think it's going to be a very exciting fight, explosive, and yeah, I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to see it. If I had to pick, I'd go with Inoue, but not confidently, because Fulton's a good fighter, very smart, big, strong, but just the explosiveness is scary from Inoue. Whether he can bring this up to the weight, we'll soon see, but I can't back against him, to be honest.
Another 50-50 fight for me. Both guys have been consistent. The one thing that I really like about Fulton is he's shown us that he can do multiple things in a fight, and he can do multiple things depending on what's needed for the fight at hand. So honestly, we don't know what to expect from Fulton on fight night, except that he's going to be prepared. Which is why I think it's more of a 50-50 fight. I think a lot of people are siding on Inoue's power, and I can't deny the power. But the Philly kid, he's going to offset that power, and then what happens,
I think it's going to be a tough fight for both fellas, and the better man is going to win that day. I just think Fulton is the bigger, stronger guy that not only bigger and stronger, but he has skills too. It's one thing a lot of people say, oh, well, this guy is big, this guy is strong, but skills pay the bills, and Floyd proven that. And Fulton got the skills to back up his size as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think Fulton is a very good fighter, and it's exciting because it's a bit of a different style. It's going to ask Inoue a few questions that we haven't seen before. Obviously, he's a bigger guy. Fulton's a big 122-pounder. I think he's spoken that he is going to move up, and it's probably his last fight at 122. So, it's a challenge for Inoue in the sense that he's fighting a bigger guy than he's used to, and he's very slick. He's pretty crafty, Fulton. He's got good movement, quite a good counter puncher, quite good hand speed, and yeah, he'll test Inoue, and it's an exciting fight for that reason. But I don't think he's got enough in the kit to give Inoue too much trouble. I think And that's taken nothing away from Fulton. I just think Inui is a very special fighter, and I don't see him losing for quite some time. I think he'll run through this new division pretty quickly. Obviously, he'll pick up 2 belts here in his first fight in the division, and I think he'll be undisputed probably before the end of the year. So that's just how highly I rate Inui. I think Fulton's a good fighter, and yeah, he'll present some challenges, but Inui will be too good.
What do you think about that Inui Fulton fight?
I think that's a good fight. I'm thinking about going out to that fight and going to go support Scooter.
Yeah.
Out in Tokyo. I've been trying to plan a trip to Tokyo, so it's looking like that's
the perfect time to go, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, like stylistically? How do you break that fight down?
I think it's a good fight. I think Fulton has more skills, but Monster got that monster power. So
thump, you know.
It's just he got that neutralizer. I think it's a good fight. I'm definitely going for Scooter. That's my Muslim brother. I've been knowing Scooter South since we were kids, and yeah.
Anyway, gonna see that Fulton's gonna see that there's definitely levels. Definitely levels in the game. And it's crazy because I was talking about this with a fan today, because he was asking me how was it in the ring with Pacquiao. He's like, how did it feel? Like, what was it about? And I was just like, well, it was like I was in the ring. I knew I was good, but just like he just did everything better. I was like, I'm good, but I was like, but dang, that punch was sharp. And it's like you're waiting for any kind of falter in the game. Like you're waiting for like because I used to wait. Like I would say, okay, I'll stay in a fight. I'll pressure. You know, he's starting to wear down. I can feel him starting to wear down. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he wearing down now. Now I'm gonna turn it up. You don't feel that. You don't feel the guy weakening. Not at the level anyways, that those moments he will wish for in this fight, because his technique, his power, it stays with him the entire fight. His reflexes, you know, his counters, like all that, like if you're not ready every second, every minute of the round with a guy like Inoue, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to compete. And even if he don't have the punching power. He doesn't have the punching power to deal with a guy like Inoue. And I understand that he's been at this weight his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
But Inoue is a smaller guy, but he's built different. His bone, like he's just like, when I look at him, I'm like, man, like you 118 pounds, you 150, like really? There's no way. Like he's just so robust, dude. Like the way he looks, his physique is so robust, and he is he's built like a tank, man. Seriously, he's built like a tank. Big legs, strong, reactive, stamina through the roof. Technique is there. He's tactically sound. His counter punch is getting better. His defense has gotten a lot better anyway. I noticed that, like, when I fought against, just put it this way, I noticed when I fought against Pac, right? I was in the ring with him, and I started to get tired. I started to feel fatigued a bit because, like, I had to do a lot to be able to stay with him. You know, I had to do a lot more. I worked harder than he had to work. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Inoue is the type of guy that make you work harder just by being in front of you, just by shooting his jab out there, snapping his jab with quickness and being alert and just being in the ring with him. He'll make you work a lot harder. He'll make you think a lot faster. He'll wear you down mentally. Just being in the ring, because every punch that he throws is sharp, it's quick, you know, it's accurate. So I just wonder if a guy like Fulton, can he deal with that? And I know he has a ton of nuance to his game, a lot of flavor in his game. He can box really well, but he has to literally outbox this guy for 12 rounds, because I don't think he'll have the punching power to hurt him. And I've seen in the past. I've seen that he's a bit, I would say, somewhat weak in the inside, in my opinion. After watching Fulton, he's a bit weak in the inside, and I think that's where you're going to see more work from Inoue. I think he's gonna pressure him, get in the inside, and he's gonna do a ton of damage there. But good fight. I still think that, you know, Fulton definitely has a chance to outbox him. But I think the power of Inoue, the accuracy, the ring smarts, I just think he's gonna be a little bit too much for Fulton, and I think he probably might stop him late. If he does stop him, it's not gonna be early. It's gonna be late. He's gonna stop him.